So we got a very, very disturbed young man. Your parents tell you that you cannot spend the night over your girlfriend's house, and you decide to kill everybody in the house. You made the mistake of not killing your younger brother because he got away from you. You tried, but it didn't work. He got away from you. And before your brother went to surgery, after you shot him twice, he told the police that it was you. It was you that killed everybody. You sit up here in court and you tell everybody that he is mistaken, that it was somebody else. You got issues.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.
Sit here 4 years ago, I'm innocent. It's not a day that goes by where I don't think about them or wish that they was here. Even on my bad days, I tell myself that they're still here.
He shot his brother once in the back of the head as he was watching television. Next to Elijah in bed was Elijah's girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins. The defendant shot her once through her right ear.
It's disappointing. I think the evidence in this case could fairly be characterized as overwhelming. There was cell phone evidence. He was caught with the murder weapon, and most compellingly, his own brother identified him in open court.
I don't too much believe justice was served, but I do hope that they do find the real people that did it.
17-year-old who shot his dad and 6 other members of his family because he was upset his dad didn't let him spend time with his girlfriend. The gruesome crime shocked people living in the Indianapolis area when they learned about what the young boy had done to his whole family. This was a shocking crime because they were all close, but at the end of the day, that did not stop him from doing what he did. Elijah was also a rapper who dropped rap songs.
Look, all the bullshit, listen. I got a lot of guns, I ain't scared of y'all. We don't do OGs, clear no beef, let a body fall. I got a lot of shots, enough for all of y'all. If I spin, I'ma watch the news, keep track on all of y'all. I'ma get that, that 4-5, that one shot it. Yeah, you took that bun, I ain't had it, now I got it. Like I told you, when I see you, it's gonna be violence. I'ma do it right, get the drum and just kill all this.
Elijah had a girlfriend named Kiara Hawkins, age 19, who was part of the family too. She had just gotten pregnant and they were all happy about it. Raymond and his new wife did the best for the kids, including Elijah's girlfriend too. Their father was always there for them. He made sure he did all he could to make his kids productive. On January 24, 2021, Raymond and his wife Kezzie Childs were not happy about how Raymond III had left the home to go sleep in his girlfriend's home, so they ordered him to get back home as soon as possible. After the call, Raymond III and his girlfriend called an Uber and went back to his house on Adams Street. Raymond eventually kicked Raymond III out of the house. After he left, Raymond and his wife, Kezzie, were in the house along with Elijah and his pregnant girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins. 30 minutes later, neighbors called the police to report a shooting. Raymond's third younger brother was able to escape the house when all occupants of the house were all killed. When police got to the house, they realized that 6 people had been gunned down. Raymond Lee Childs Jr., the father of Raymond Childs III, Kezzie Shaunelia Childs, age 42, who was his wife, Elijah Darrell Childs, age 18, who was his father, Rita Childs, age 13, who was his sister, Kiara Hawkins, age 19, who was the pregnant girlfriend of Elijah, and Cows Childs. When police interviewed the only survivor of the family, they were shocked when he said the shooter was Raymond Childs III. The surviving brother was downstairs with his parents when he heard 2 or 3 gunshots from upstairs. He then heard his sister yell, "He shot Elijah." Raymond then went downstairs and shot his parents. The surviving brother, who was in the laundry room on the floor, said he heard a gunshot and then his dad saying, "I'm sorry Raymond, I love you." The surviving brother said he fled the house once the shooting stopped.
Crazy.
He said as Raymond chased him, he told him, "I can give you $40, please don't kill me." The surviving brother said Raymond just looked at me and then he shot me on the leg. I fell. He shot me in my arm. And then he tried to shoot me in my head but missed, I guess. Raymond simply got upset because his father didn't want him to spend time with his girlfriend, and he lost his mind there by shooting the whole family. He did deny it, but they got the gun he used and had other evidences against him. He was arrested in a relative's home without incident. He was charged with multiple counts of murder of his own family members.
A 17-year-old is now formally charged with murder in the deaths of 6 family members.
Prosecutors have also released chilling details of what they believe Raymond Childs III did inside that Adams Street home over the weekend. My teammate's Richard Essex has our story.
The details of the probable cause are not for the faint at heart. Raymond Childs III used 2 guns, a 9mm handgun and an AK-47 style rifle to kill most of his family. Here's the picture of 17-year-old Raymond Childs III taken at the Marion County Jail this morning. He's accused of shooting and killing most of his family Sunday morning at their house on Adams Street. Childs has been charged with 6 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and 1 count of carrying a handgun without a permit. The shooting started after he left the house without permission.
I think the argument initially started over a conversation about somebody going out or being outside the residence and spending, kind of sneaking out of the house. I think that was what initiated the dispute inside the home. Where it went from there, I think that's what we're trying to figure out.
According to court records, Childs had been at his girlfriend's house when his father called and told him to get home. When he got back to the house on Adams Street, his father told him he'd be in trouble later. Seconds later, gunshots were fired. Childs had gone into his older brother's bedroom and shot Kiara Hawkins and Elijah Childs in the head with a 9mm handgun. Kiara Hawkins was pregnant. The baby was deceased when it was delivered by cesarean section at the hospital. He then shot 13-year-old Rita Childs in the chest with an AK-47 type rifle. Police also found several rounds from the very same AK-47 near the body of his father and stepmother. They were shot several times in the torso. During the shooting, his 15-year-old younger brother, Xavier Childs, had been downstairs in a laundry room hiding. When the shooting stopped, he took off running. Raymond Childs followed Xavier and shot him twice with an AK-47, once in the arm and once in the leg. He told investigators, "He tried to shoot me in the head, but missed, I guess." Xavier Childs was found on the front porch of a home a couple blocks away. He was rushed to Riley Hospital in critical condition, but was able to tell police who shot him before being taken into surgery. Raymond Childs III did go back to the house on Adams Street to gather up some clothes, and then he took his father's car and went back to his girlfriend's house. He did return to the house on Adams Street Sunday afternoon. He was later found at a relative's house and arrested.
Mr. Childs is 17 years of age, and because he is 17 years of age, we are not permitted under Indiana law to seek the death penalty. We are not in a position to seek the death penalty due to the accused's age.
Raymond Childs did appear virtually in front of a judge today. He answered all the judge's questions respectfully, but kept his head down for most of the hearing. The judge did set a tentative trial date for April.
Just hard to believe. Richard, thank you. We have the statement from IMPD Chief Randall Taylor. Today's charging announcement is welcome news as our community continues to grapple with this shocking crime. But our focus should remain on remembering the lives of those taken from us too soon and doing everything we can to rally around the surviving victim as he must come to terms with unimaginable loss. My prayers are with him in his continued recovery and with all those who lost a family member, a loved one, a friend, or a neighbor.
Family members, immediate family members. CBS 4's Russ McQuaid was at the murder scene that day, and he spent today in court as opening statements were heard in the trial of the accused killer.
Scott Childs was trying for the murder earlier this year, but the judge declared a mistrial over something that was said during witness testimony. Now attorneys are back in court again, combing through the details from that early morning back in 2021. Raymond Childs III sat in court once again, listening to the prosecutor and his defense attorney lay out the gruesome details of his family's murder. It happened in the early morning hours back in January 2021. The prosecution says the shooting started upstairs.
He shot his brother once in the back of the head as he was watching television. Next to Elijah in bed was Elijah's girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins. The defendant shot her once through her right ear.
Kiara was 9 months pregnant at the time. The prosecution says Child's 13-year-old sister died next.
He shot her once in the chest and left her for dead on the floor of her bedroom.
Then the prosecution says Childs III went to the basement where his parents were and allegedly killed them too.
I love you, Raymond. Were the last words of Raymond Childs II.
And the prosecution says Childs didn't know it, but his younger brother was also in the basement at the time of the shooting.
He watched as his brother went into the basement. He heard the brief struggle. He heard his father's last words. And he heard the gunshots.
The prosecution team says the younger brother escaped the house but was allegedly chased down the street and shot. Officers say they talked to the younger brother before he went into surgery and asked him who fired the shot. Investigators say the teenager told them.
My brother, Raymond Lee Childs III.
But
a jury convicted Childs in October of murdering his parents, his 13-year-old sister, his 18-year-old brother, and his brother's 19-year-old almost full-term pregnant girlfriend. A 15-year-old brother who ran out of the house was shot twice but survived.
I cannot comprehend the darkness in your heart at that time that led you to commit such an unfortunate act on January 24th. What I do know is that our lives changed forever on this date, and you robbed us of everything we had.
Childs told the families in a packed courtroom that he is not the killer.
Just as I sit here 4 years ago, I'm innocent. It's not a day that goes by where I don't think about them or wish that they was here.
Boy, please.
Even on my bad days, I tell myself that they're still here.
The judge called the murders calculated, cunning, and cold-blooded, sending Childs to prison for the rest of his life.
So the 360-year prison sentence breaks down like this. 55 years for each of the 6 people murdered, including the unborn baby, and 30 years for the attempted murder of Raymond Childs' 15-year-old brother.
The evidence in this case could fairly be characterized as overwhelming. There was cell phone evidence, he was caught with the murder weapon, and most compellingly, his own brother identified him in open court, and it would have been nice if he had expressed some remorse about what happened.
Everything that he said, I believe. So,
that's his mom.
I don't too much believe justice was served, but I do hope that they do find the real people that did it.
The justice system decided he did it.
And Childs plans to appeal his conviction. During testimony today, a doctor said that Childs suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder due to a childhood filled with complex trauma from abuse and domestic violence.
Even after
You'll also see no physical evidence tying Raymond Childs III to those weapons. No fingerprints, no DNA.
He shot his brother once in the back of the head as he was watching television. Next to Elijah in bed was Elijah's girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins. The defendant shot her once through her right ear.
A teenager killed nearly his entire family, all because he left home without permission. An Indiana jury has just convicted now 21-year-old Raymond Childs III of murdering 6 people, including a pregnant woman who was nearly due to give birth amid what prosecutors allege was an argument that turned deadly.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.